So I have a sort of part scripted set of demos. First thing we'll do is, if I look at my providers file, okay, you can see here, just like on the slide, I'm specifying the AWS as my provider, and I'm picking up my region from a variable called region. I'm also specifying the Terraform version that I want to use, okay? So I'm saying greater than 100. So about a month ago, I think it was, Terraform finally went to their version 1. This has been, I don't know, 5-6 years in the coming. We were on 0.15, I think was the last one. And so this is really a major step for Terraform. It's really, although many companies have been using it in production for years, this is really a sign that, you know, HashiCorp were very conservative, and now we're saying Terraform is now production ready. Okay. We can also here specify information about the version of the provider plugin. So here we're saying for the AWS provider, we must be using at least the 3.50 version. So I generally set this variable called tfdatadir, so when I do my Terraform init, it will put the plugins into that directory. So just to show you what's there. Oops. Okay, a whole lot of providers and stuff. You can see that I got the 3.50 provider for AWS. You'll see I've got quite some old ones there as well. Okay, so that was our providers configuration. Let me look at the variables before we move on. So what do we have? So I've set the region, US West 1. I've set a variable for the instance type I'm going to use for an EC2 instance. And I've manually set, well, I've set to a specific ANM IM image available in US West 1. Okay, and so now if we look at the main, quite simple. I have just a simple AWS instance called web server. Okay, I'm picking up my AWS AMI variable to specify the image I want to run. I'm picking up the image type and importing some tags on that item. Okay. For the form, I'm going to do Terraform init. I suspect it isn't actually necessary in this directory. So what I can do is now a Terraform plan, see what it has to say about my configuration. Okay, so this is the famous line I'm saying, you know, this is the line you always want to pay attention to, at least before you accept and apply. And so here we can see it will add one resource, which is one EC2 VM in our case. It won't change any, well, actually there aren't any existing, so it's normal. There is 0 to change and 0 to destroy. And if I move up here, we can see here actually tells us explicitly this is the instance that we created. No surprises there, because that's the only thing we have for the moment. Let's now do an apply. It will do the same analysis, actually performing a plan, comparing to the actual state. Okay, so using the AWS API to create the state. Now it's asking me, so again, plan to add one. It's the same as the plan I did earlier. I can just go do yes. I should have looked there, of course, at the details, but this is such a simple example. Hey, what could go wrong, right? Take a sip whilst it creates my VM. And there's one thing I didn't show you, one config file I didn't show you, which is the outputs.tf file. And when we look at that, we see how I put a rule basically to report to us the public IPs of any created VMs. Okay, here we can see that output. Okay. So let me just show you that outputs TF. Okay, so I'm saying output public IPs, and I tell it to pick up the public IP values of any virtual machines. Okay. Now, in this case, I've only created a web server. Well, I've created a server. I lied. It's not even a web server yet. Okay, it's just a server.